way. And then next year, like, do you plan on retiring, or are you just getting started? Like, what's
No, next year, I did make it clear next year will be my last year. I
okay?
want to end it at the 50, 50 years
Okay.
old.
All right, welcome to another episode of Muscle Discord, and we have a very special guest today, IFBB Pro Phil Clahar. And man, I appreciate you coming on the show. You're the talk of the town. Everyone's talking about Phil and the big win you had at the Orlando Pro. And so definitely wanted to have you on and kind of pick your brain about some things and just the process of how everything kind of came to fruition with that show. But before we jump into that, I kind of have some, just let our viewers kind of get a little history of your competition history.
Okay.
So I'll break it down just from the last 3 years. So 2020 Chicago Pro got 8th, 2021 Chicago Pro you got 11th, 2022 Boston Pro you got 6th, and then the 2022 Orlando Pro you got 3rd, 2022 Tampa Pro you got 5th, and the 2022 Texas Pro you got 8th, and then in the 2023 Orlando Pro, obviously everyone knows this, you got 1st place. And so the journey, like I remember seeing you, and I always knew you were always in the mix. You're always in the top when you did these shows, top 5, top 6 for the most part. And seeing your journey and watching your career has been great to see. And so just kind of give us a little bit of insight, like when did you first get into bodybuilding? At what age were you when you started bodybuilding? What was your first show?
First show was 1999, but you skipped a couple shows here.
Okay.
You forgot the 2020. 2020, I took 4th in Tampa. And then 2021, you got the Chicago, but then I came back. And 2021, I took 2nd battling Ian.
Oh, okay. Because this is the NPC, and they're not accurate with their stuff. I was looking all over for this, like your contest results.
Texas was 3rd, battling Ian and Kuklich.
Okay. So yeah, like just like what I said, you're right in the mix. You're battling it with the big boys, and just to remind everyone of your age, you're 49, correct?
Yes, 49. Not 50. 49.
Not 50 yet. When do you turn 50?
Next year. I just turned 49.
Okay.
June 15th. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah.
My first show was in 1999 in Toms River, the Gold Classic in Tom River, New Jersey was my first show.
Gold Classic. And that's just an open, like, NPC show.
Yeah, it was open. I've always been in the super heavyweights because I think that's how it was at NPC. Super heavyweights. I did another show in Pennsylvania where I won the show and the overall. The one that in 1999, I took 3rd because I didn't have on protein. I didn't know black people had to wear protein.
Yes.
But I did that show with a friend of mine, and the judges told me afterwards. I came back with the protein at night, and I looked way better.
Yeah.
So lesson learned. It was my first show. And like I said, I did a couple shows in Jersey, and then I moved to Florida in 2000.
Okay. And what year did you turn pro?
2016, 17.
Okay. So it's,
I was 43, I think.
Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, you turned pro at 43. Wow. And now you're just getting into the groove now. Like you're at such a, up there in age. Usually a lot of guys are retiring at that age. You're just getting started.
Yeah.
So just go show ages
backwards, like not making improvements. But yeah, it's weird, man. I can't explain it, man. But it's, I'm going in a good direction.
Yes. And so tell us what your training routine looks like right now, or how it's been in order to kind of achieve what you've achieved at your age and still look the way you do. Like, go ahead. Sorry.
Basically, what I do, man, I believe in training smarter, not harder. You know what I mean? And as you get older, even Dexter Jackson did it. You have to reevaluate and train accordingly. And that's what I do. I stick to the basics. I do a lot of dumbbell work. I don't really do a lot of barbell work. but barbell for squats, and I'll do Smith machine for front squats. But I just train very, very smart, and I don't push crazy amount of weight. I technically really don't believe lifting tons of weight. I think it defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
Even as I watch the younger bodybuilders that lift heavy, you'll start seeing their lower back deteriorating, and a lot of that's from a lot of heavy training. So
Yeah.
I think that if you focus the way they did it in the old school, mind muscle connection. Keep muscle under tension. Just be very smart and train very smart and listen to your body. That's what I do. And it all comes together.
Yeah. Good advice. What's your rep range when you're training, especially for a competition?
It could vary. I mean, off season, it could vary. Normally, sometimes I do 4 sets in the off season, and I try to keep it 3 sets in contest prep. Further out from the show, it could go from, 15, 12, 12. Something of that thing. 2 weeks out, when the volume goes up, I'll do sets of 15 to 20, 3 sets. And then pump week, everything is 2 sets of 30 reps on pump week. That's peak week.
Peak week.
Very low weight because I want to dig deep into the muscle tissue.
Yeah.
Nothing heavy, just very high volume.
Okay, high volume, peak week. Good advice. That's a good, I haven't heard that high rep for a peak week, but this is why I ask these questions so the viewers can find out. So what changed? What was your plan of attack for this Orlando Pro that you came in and, people expected you to do well. You've done well in other, previous pro shows, but this show, you just came in and you just took out Hassan, and which is no easy feat. That guy's the beast. And what was your kind of plan of attack? What did you do differently from last year to this year to get the big win?
Well, what I did this year, probably different than every other year. Of course, last year was a big disappointment. And I think that's why a lot of people didn't really believe that I stood a chance. Everybody just kept picking me for second place and basically saying Hassan's going to win the show.
Yeah.
I don't post pictures, so nobody really.
Yeah, we didn't know. We didn't. Yeah.
Well, you got to look at it. I'm older. I'm old school. I believe that when you post pictures, you welcome yourself to a lot of negative talk. I think that when you're in prep, your mind have to stay focused on the game plan and the task in hand. So I don't believe in showing pictures. Nobody needs to worry about what I look like, because technically it only matters what you bring on stage. You can look great, which I've seen a lot of pros look really great up to the show. Then they step on stage, everybody's like, "What the hell?"
Yes.
But the game plan was we had a really, really good off season. Normally, I don't take a long off season throughout my whole career. I normally about 2 months of off season, I'm right back at it. I have a new coach, which is Blue Taylor, and our game plan was basically to reevaluate, rest the body, come off everything, run TRT for a good long period of time, and just eat. So with taking that 7 months of a good off season, restructure my body, because if people go back and look at pictures from last year, structurally and physique wise, I look totally different this year. I was more rested. When I decided to enter the Master Olympia, like I was telling them on the Mr. Olympia channel, it was just me trying to see if I was going to get on the list. I really wasn't taking it serious, because I already had in my mind at the time I was going to do Puerto Rico, but that got canceled. So my coach was like, "Oh, it gives us an extra week to even come in really better in Orlando." So the game plan was basically, man, to I wouldn't say out condition, even though I brought a tighter package at night, but out condition, out structure. I know I have good flow. I'm tall, you know what I mean? And I came in, honestly, it's crazy. Like I said, I can't explain that either, but I came in structurally bigger than I was last year. So the game plan was, I told him, I'm not worried about any other show. We have to win Orlando. So I spoke it, and I just keep speaking it. We have to win. There's no masters I'm not looking for a second show. We have to win, and that's how we went in, and we did such.
Awesome. Okay, so what are your stats? Like, how tall are you, and what did you weigh in on at stage in Orlando?
6 foot even, and I was 260.
260. Okay, and so what do you get to in the off season? Like, how much is your weight variance range?
We normally get up to about I want to say about 296, which we're not going to do this off season, just because of the pounding of getting the weight off, and at my age, so it was good this off season, but this off season we're going to stay in the 280 range.
Yeah.
But I got a little swole this off season.
Okay. Another question I like to ask athletes: what's your macros for your diet prep? Like, how much protein, carbs, fats are you taking in per day when you're getting ready for a show?
Right now, it all depends. When we was prepping for the Orlando, the carbs were for about 7-8 weeks was about 120 grams.
120 grams of carbs per day
for about 8 weeks. Yeah, it was brutal.
And
I had the thing was, as you get older, it's harder to get in shape.
Yeah.
So we had to retreat to some very drastic. It worked. Now we don't have to do that. We're already in shape. So I'm roughly around 360, 370 right now.
Okay.
But even though that's still somewhat of a carb depletion either way, but it's just healthier, more. I can operate better at work. Protein normally stands around 9 ounces. Okay. 9 ounces of chicken, 9 ounces of fish and stuff like that. Fats, it's just the fats we're getting from the fish because we eat a lot of fish and chicken. This time around, we're able to add some lean ground beef now for this prep going into the Masters.
The Masters. And another question I'd like to ask is, with the water depletion last week, a week out, 7 days out from the show, do you start to do a water load, or do you just cut your water a day or two before the show? What do you do? Because it's different for everybody.
Yeah, I never ever did a water load with any coach because with my body, it's very difficult to carb up, especially to being depleted that long. Through the history of competing, even when I was working with Dave Palumbo, it's always been a struggle for me to carb load. I don't know why. So we don't have to even cut water. I'll drink water straight through. We'll start watching it on, let's say, Friday. Between Thursday, it'll still be a quarter, almost less than a gallon, a little less than a gallon, and then we'll drop down to almost a half a gallon on Friday, sips. But we don't completely drop water.
Okay. And so Masters Olympia is coming up. What's your plan of attack for that show? Are you going to bring a slightly different package, or you want to, what's the plan for that? What's the different look you want to bring?
Every show, if you look at especially the year of 2021, I tend to come in better as I go on the shows. The game plan for this show it was different going into Orlando. Now we're going to come in a little bit tighter. So we're probably going to be about, I would say 6-7 pounds lighter. Because I want to come in, I want to really bring that hard because Kamal, he brings really good condition. Yeah. So I know what I have to bring to stand next to him, but structurally and flow and all that, I have. I just have to bring that conditioning. So, like I was talking to Flex Wheeler, we were on a podcast together, and he said, just come in just a little bit tighter. Don't change anything. Just come in a little bit tighter. Yeah, and that's what we're doing. We're already there. I'm waiting about 250. 7.6 this morning, and then we did a refeed. I had a burger and fries. We don't want to drop too much too soon. But we're going to probably come in roughly, I would say about 253, 255, something like that. Okay.
And I know I haven't seen any pictures of him, but Josh Lenardowicz, is he doing it?
He is doing it. He's been gone for 4 years. I don't know him that well, but we do talk on Instagram. He's a very nice spiritual dude. He was a freak when he competed. Freak in general. So I think everybody is just curious to see, being gone for 4 years, what package he's going to bring. But now what they're looking at is flow and symmetry. You look at Samson Dowda. So anybody's trying to come in freakishly big, I don't think that's going to work.
No, you got to have the total package, symmetry, size, conditioning, which is what you bring. So I'm looking forward to the Masters, man. You've kind of hyped it up even more because you just won the Orlando. Now you're going to the Masters, and you're the top pick, in my opinion, to win that show. So I'm looking forward to seeing you on stage again. And that brings me to my next question. The Open Olympia in November. I'm assuming you're not going to just say, I'll skip it.
We have a strategy for that one too.
Yeah.
That one there, we would depending on how tight we come in at Masters, we'll play with it if we need to come in any better conditioning. Because the key thing about the Olympia that Steve Weinberg is, and he will be judging at the Masters. He's big on just having that flow. He likes my structure anyway.
Yeah.
He has said that, but conditioning. You got to bring that. You got to bring that. That's why we have Mr. Olympia right now with a ridiculous not the biggest guy in the world, but conditioning is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to come in. I'm happy, like I was telling Flex, I'm happy, honestly, with 11th, 10th, or 9th. That's a win for me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's a win. So I'm just going into Olympia to have fun, enjoy my time, you know what I mean, and try to break that top 10. That's all I would like to do.
I think you definitely have a chance to be top 10. If you just come in shredded, because your shape is like on point, your symmetry and everything. So if you just come in shredded and dry, top 10 is very feasible, in my opinion. Right. And that brings me to another question then. Just your current take on the bodybuilding industry, the top 5 Olympians. What's your kind of predictions with that? Like, what do you think of Nick Walker or Samson or Andrew Jack? Like, what's your kind of top 5 for this year's Olympia?
I never really spoke to Andrew Jack, even though we competed against each other last year at Texas Pro. I never had an opportunity to talk to him, so I don't really know him.
Yep.
Great structure, symmetry. And he's with Chris Aceto now. So when he came in better condition, I think he lost a little bit of pop on the last Olympia. So I'm pretty sure they're going to figure it out. I think Nick Walker is a great dude. Really, really good dude. I know him very well. Yep. Boy, it's going to be tough because, you know what I mean, Adi Shupin is, I don't believe we're ever going to have 3, 4, 5 time National Olympians anymore. It's going to be very interesting because Derek Lunford is another one you got to watch out for. I don't think that the top 5, I mean, it may switch a little bit, but it all depends what everybody bring. You know what I mean? Yeah. I firmly believe Nick is going to put up a fight. Derek is going to put up a fight. Samson Dowd is going to put up a fight. I don't want to leave out Curry, but man, these guys, man, it's making it tough now.
Yeah,
you know.
Curry's been quiet. I didn't know if he's doing the show. Like, I don't know what he's been up to, or but yeah, people are sleeping on Curry, and you better be careful because if he does compete, he can be right in the mix there as well.
I think the most dangerous athlete is the one that's quiet and silent.
Yeah, something's going on.
You know what I'm saying? Because with me, it works because my energy is focused on that show.
Yeah.
I shut off the outside. You get what I'm saying? So I think that and you got Curry's older too. So you got to look at the older school bodybuilders. If you even go back to Dorian Yates, no social media.
Yes.
He just showed up and did his thing.
Yeah.
You know, granted, these young guys, this is how
social
they make
media.
The money. Yeah. So that's understandable. But if you look at the older school bodybuilders, even Bonac, a lot of us don't really get caught up with all that craziness with posting a lot of things. But if Curry's not showing anything right now, something special might be shown coming.
Yeah.
Who knows, you know?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. And then Big Ramy, I don't know if he's even still doing the Olympia.
I think he's doing it. They did say he should take a year off. That was a lot of the buzz going around. But, you know, Big Ramy mindset is, you know, he can't take a year off, even though it may really benefit him in the long run. Honestly, sweet guy though, sweet guy.
Yeah, he's super.
But
nice.
I just think when you're being looked at now in a certain way, and the improvements you have to make may not be enough time within that year, you might want to restructure some things and come back, you know, the following year and fix those, because the judges are going to get you if you don't.
Yes. Yeah. True. Yeah. It's really strange to see what's happening to some of these athletes with and it's not happening to you. You're 49 and you don't have any of these issues where you have divots in the quads like Ramy. You got the triceps kind of, atrophy. You got Ian Valliere with the chest issues in the back. Like you said, the lower back starts to dissipate. that's what you're saying is that's from just training it improperly, or like what do you think attributes to that
I,
happening to
I
these young
think it's a
guys?
little. I mean, I can't speak on what's going on with Ian. Only
Yeah,
he knows what's going on with him.
yeah,
Ian is a good dude. We talk more now after all that craziness went down in Tampa. But
yeah.
I think there's a lot of. I hate to say it, a lot of site injections.
Okay.
When you start shooting in your legs and stuff like that, that's going to leave divots. It's going to leave. Anytime you site inject, muscles are going to fail. It actually damages the muscle tissue. So I
Yeah,
think a lot of that's going on. I just think that people need just to put the work in the gym and focus. Like me, I wanted to bring up my shoulders. That was my shoulders and my hamstrings was my main focus because my legs was a little bit on the smaller side the past couple of years, even
yeah.
when I did good at Tampa.
Okay.
So I brought those up. So I think just focus on that. But I'm so against any site injections. I
Yeah.
don't believe it.
Yeah, and you don't need it. Look at you, you're winning pro shows and you're not doing that stuff. So it's just put in the work versus trying to take maybe the little bit easier route by doing it that way. And then next year, like, do you plan on retiring, or are you just getting started? Like, what's
No, next year, I did make it clear next year will be my last year.
okay?
I want to end it at the 50 years
Okay.
old. It will be my last year regardless, even though I'm going to have a highlight year this year, and I plan on just being very strategically smart again next year, picking the
Yep.
right shows, and I want to go out with a bang.
Yep.
But yeah, next year is it, 100%.
Yeah.
I got grandkids. I want to be able to do things with the grandkids, do things with the wife, do things with the family. I think I did enough in bodybuilding. I've been around, even though I haven't been a pro a long time, but I've been in the game, like I said, since 1999.
Yeah.
I did take a 9-year hiatus
Okay.
earlier in my career. I think that's what saved my body and,
Yeah.
and me longevity.
Yep.
But yeah, 50 is good. So the end of next year will be my walking out dance.
Okay. All right. Well, you heard it here. Last year is next year for Phil Clahar. And then just tell us a little bit about your business, Structured Fitness. Just let people know kind of how that works and how long you've been doing that for.
Oh man, Structured Fitness has been around since 2000, I want to say 2017, 2016, 17. I'm a fitness specialist. I work with all kinds of people from different ages, from 12 all the way up to 70, 60 years old. Not everybody is a bodybuilder. I try not to focus just on that. So I have to study science, and I have to make sure I adapt to what people are looking to do. I do coach on the side, but I don't want a big coaching team.
Yes.
I keep it simple because between working full time, it's very hard for me to manage both and compete as a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
More when I retire with the coaching thing. But I have, a small number of clients that I do help out that's doing very well in shows. But I don't advertise coaching. But yeah, Structured Fitness, man, it's just great. I change a lot of lives, and a lot of them, I have impact on them, and they have impact on me. I'm a trainer, a psychiatrist, have the stuff I have to deal with and listen to. But yeah, it's just a nice family-owned personal training business, and that's
awesome. Awesome. Okay. I'll put the link in the description below so everyone watching can check out your website and get in touch if they're interested in working with you. And what we do to wrap up the show is we do the fast 5, right? So it's just 5 words, and then you just give me your 1-word response if you can. If you can't do 1 word, that's fine, but just try to get you on this one. So first word is Jamaica.
Great.
Okay. Great, man. Your wife, I didn't get her first name.
Patricia Clahar. Now they call her Mrs. Tank.
Mrs. Tank. Okay.
That's her new nickname.
Yeah. So yeah, what would your 1-word description be for your wife?
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Awesome. Structured Fitness.
Structured Fitness is unique.
Unique. Okay. Lee Haney.
Great.
And just the gym in general.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
You said
awesome.
1 word answers. I'm
That's it. Awesome. Oh man. Okay. So I appreciate it. We're all looking forward to seeing you compete at the Masters Olympia and taking the #1 spot. I think you're going to do it. So, and then we're going to see you again on the Open Olympia stage in November, man. So
I want to give a shout out to my sponsors, though.
Yes.
Evolution Vitality.
Yep.
They just signed me, man. They're vets and a great set of a group of young men, and I really appreciate that they were at the Orlando and saw something special in me. So I want to give them a shout out. People could go on my Instagram, check out their information. And I
Awesome.
just want to leave it with that.
I'll put a link in the description for them as well, so people can check them out for you. And all right, we will wrap it up, man. Thanks again, Phil, for coming on. We appreciate it. And we're supporting you. We're backing you for this Olympia. And man, we appreciate you, man. Inspiration to a lot of people. Age is just a number if you do it right. All right.
100%. Thank you, man. I really appreciate you having me, bro.
Thanks, man. Okay.
All right. Take care.
Take care. Bye. Hey, guys. Thanks for watching. If you like this episode, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, and click the bell notification so you get notified every time we release a new episode. We appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.